minutes. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So let's start with the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshorunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchatattva ki jai. Pancha kalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for coming and inspiring me to discuss about this greatest supreme scripture, Srimad Brhad Bhagavatam. So we are almost like in the end of the first canto. So we'll just take 5 minutes and then go and look into it. Before that, this Brhad Bhagavatamrita, which is written by Srila Sanatana Goswami, just say one prayer. Vairagya Yug Bhakti Rasa Prayatne Apayayan Mam Anapipsum Andam Krupam Buddhirya Paradukka Dukki Sanatanam Tam Prabhum Ashrayami. I take shelter in him, my master Sanatana, an ocean of grace sorrowful only because of others' sorrow, who induced me, although I was blind and unwilling, to drink the rasa of bhakti combined with vairagya. This is from Vilapa Kusumanjali, verse 6. Great. So we have in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, we have Canto 1, 2 cantos. So in the first canto we are discussing. In the first canto, our Narada Muni takes us to different planets, places, and shows who is the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. So basically he is finding, but through his finding, he is taking us to all these places. So in the first, he'll take us to Bauma, that is on earth. In the earth planet, first he'll go to Brahmana and then to a king. Second, it's in heaven. In the heaven, he'll take us to the demigods and the head of demigod, that is Indradev, and then to Brahma. So how he is going, I mean, it's like each one is actually, when Narada Muni glorifies them, they are actually passing that glorification in a very humble state, saying they are not really a recipient of Krishna's mercy, but the other persons. So that is how Narada Muni is taking us to different planets and different, to a greater and greater devotee. Then Brahma will glorify Shiva, who lives in beyond the material world, in the Shiva Loka. So he goes there, and Shiva will uh, glorify Prahlad. So in Bhakta, in the devotee, there are two devotees. Whom did we discuss? Anybody wants to uh, prompt answer? Who are those devotees whom we see? One is Prahlad, and second one is Hanumanji. Then when he goes to Prahlad, Prahlad will refer to Hanumanji, and Hanumanji will glorify the beloved, that is the Pandavas. And the Pandavas, actually, when Hanumanji will say the Pandavas are the best recipient of Krishna's mercy, because he was not just, getting the service, like Hanumanji was serving Lord, but here Lord was serving them, in a different role. So we saw that, and then we also heard how Kunti Devi, Draupadi, and all the Pandavas, remembered how they were favored by Krishna at one point of time, and how their plight was now at present, in a separation of Krishna. So then they said, actually, we are really in a misery now, and Narada, you should leave us, otherwise you will also be like, will drown in this misery. So you please go to Uddhava in Dwarka. Why? He is not only receiving the mercy, I mean, he is there all the time. That association of Krishna for us was like just like a dream. But for Uddhava, it's there, and Krishna is serving him as a master. I mean, he's serving him as his disciple, everything, taking advice, friend. And then, friend in the sense is not just a normal friend, but an intimate friend. I mean, someone who shares very, very, heart felt things, to Uddhava. So Uddhava is greatest. So you go to Uddhava. In fact, before that, Pandava says they are all the Dwarkapuris, that is all the Ugrasena, and then the ministers, the subjects, all those things we saw, and in the last we came to the Uddhava, right? So I'll just go to that. I couldn't make that slide because of the time constraint. Also, yeah. Yes, so we saw this Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadev, Draupadi, Kundi Devi, and all. And then in the last class, we saw how how Yadus were like, started glorifying Uddhava. Um, our yes, Krishna is with us. He eats with us. He spends time with us, but then he leaves. It's not that he's there in the assembly all the time, but Krishna, wherever he goes, he'll take Uddhava. And then he'll eat with Uddhava, he'll make a jokes, he'll also share all his innermost secrets, or thoughts, or pain, everything with Uddhava. So that is how they'll say, like, 2 3 pastimes, and then say they finally, even King Ugrasen also says, um, I'm just a king, but and by making me Krishna, by making me as a king, I don't get such closeness the way Uddhava gets. So you please go to Uddhava, and he'll remind one thing when Narada Muni is leaving to see Uddhava. He says, see, actually, by this time, he is the one who usually brings Krishna to this assembly. Now it's already the time has passed and it's already late. When you are going to Uddhava's place, you please remind him that he has to bring in Krishna, because it's late. So it's not just that you go there and then you forget about it, but you when you go there, you please remind him that he has to bring Krishna, and we're all waiting for his darshan, for his arrival. So now Narada Muni is leaving. When Narada Muni is going, he becomes he becomes so overwhelmed. I mean, with so much of joy, because finally he understood that okay, Uddhava is the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy. And because when he heard all this from all these devotees, and when it reached here, he is like now he's going to Dwaraka. I mean, of course, he has been so many times to Dwaraka. He has been so many times to Uddhava's place, and to see the queens and all. He knows the way. So here Srila Sanatana Goswami is saying he knows the way because Narada Muni can go anywhere, and it's not for the first time he is visiting. But today what has happened is when he is going to visit Uddhava, he is unable to hold his feelings. He is so much in ecstasy. He is actually rolling on the street. He's dripping. He's falling, and he's crying. He's like he's laughing, wailing, all. I mean, shivering. All the ecstatic. The symptoms, in a devotee that happens, no, out of happiness, out of happiness is a very small. This one, he's actually he's in ecstasy, he's in transcendental ecstasy to see Uddhava. So he's showing all this enthusiasm and eagerness to visit Uddhava, and then finally he goes there, he arrives there, and then now who is actually telling this whole thing? Who is telling this pastime? To whom? Mataji's. This Brhad Bhagavatamrita is told by it's Parikshit Maharaj is telling this pastime to
Uttara.
Uttara, correct? So now in every what do you call planet, when he comes, Parikshit Maharaj is telling mother to be like more attentive. But here now he's like asking, requesting mother Uttara to be like more attentive, because he's telling, I'm going to speak the what do you call the essence of all spiritual revelation. So you please be more attentive, he's telling, because this is what now we are in the most beloved, we are in Priyatama, okay, the sixth chapter. So he's telling like please be attentive, because you're going to hear this. So and she is when Uddhava goes when Krishna goes to Uddhava's place, there actually Uddhava is little disturbed. He sees Uddhava is very disturbed, and Krishna is like he is still sleeping, and Uddhava is like standing nearby Krishna, and he is like slowly he's weeping. He's not crying loudly because that may disturb Krishna, but he's weeping. I mean, because he knows what is happening, what is, and that we will see what is happening. And Krishna is sleeping. Uddhava is standing next to Krishna, and with next to Krishna, there are many other great people. Who are they? Along with Uddhava, Balram is there, his brother. mother, Balram's mother, Devaki, Rohini is there, Devaki is there, Rukmini, Satyabhama, and many other lead. All the queens of Dwarka, all are surrounding, in that in that assembly, in Uddhava's assembly, all are there. But Krishna is sleeping. Okay, so this is what the situation. And another one more extra lady is there. Who is that? Her name is Padmavati. Uh, which Padmavati is this? Can anybody guess? Who is this Padmavati? Or you tell me where all you have heard about the name Padmavati in our scriptures.
Tirupati Balaji.
Very good. Yes, Padmavati. Yeah, consort of Srinivas Balaji Venkateshwara. And then you also say Lakshmi Devi as Padmavati, right? When we go to uh, um, uh, Padmavati, and then, what's that? Goda Devi. So that's nothing but Balaji's concert. And then who else is there? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nityanand Prabhu's mother name is Padmavati, correct? And one more, uh, Jayadev Goswami's wife name is also Padmavati, right? When Jayadev was writing one scripture, what was that? Padmavati actually will see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he would write half of the thing and he'll go, and then he comes, and then, what is that?
Gita Govinda.
Geet Govinda. So he'll come and complete it. Means Bhagwan only will come and complete. So that is when that Padmavati. So there's so many Padmavatis, right? But here in this scene, the Padmavati, one who is with all the queens and Uddhava, Balram, Devaki, Rohini, there is this Padmavati is actually Kamsa's mother, King Ugrasena's wife. So this, Srila Sanatana Goswami, he explains, how this birth of Kamsa, a little bit about it. So there was one a messenger. He was like a demoniac messenger of Kuvera. So his name was Drumila. Okay. And he was always, like, eyeing on this Maharaj's wife, Ugrasena's wife, Padmavati. He was always very eager to have illicit affair with, because Padmavati was, was beautiful. So he always used to see that, to have a affair with her in a illicit way. So what he does is, he uses his mystic power, and he will become his, he'll change his body like Ugrasena, and similar to Ugrasena, and then he enjoys with her, and the that that the what do you call, they'll have that, because of that, that Drumila, Padmavati will become a pregnant, and that's their union makes this Kamsa born. So that is why Kamsa is like, though Ugrasena is a good king, but Padmavati, it's actually not Ugrasena's, it's Drumila and Padmavati's son is Kamsa. What happened? I mean, here he also explains that how this Padmavati was. Because first of all, yes, as a mother, she'll have an attachment. For any mother will have an attachment, but knowing that, her son has done so much of bad things, still when Krishna killed Kamsa, she's the only person in the palace who was like, wailing and crying, and and only Krishna had to console her, because every other person were like in the um, at that time, uh, they were all in Mathura. They were all dancing in a joyful mood, having a festival that Kamsa is dead. And then of course Vasudeva and Devaki, both parents were like, they were so happy to see Krishna. But there was one lady who was crying, and it's out of attachment, so much of attachment of her son Kamsa. So finally Krishna had to console her. That was thing. So now all these personalities were there. Who all were there? Krishna is actually asleep. Next to Krishna, Uddhava is there. Balram is there. Both mother, that is Devaki, Rohini, and then all the prime wives. All as they are actually standing there, and their Uddhava is weeping, and Balram and mothers and all the wives, they're all actually in a shock. What is that shock? Uh, that Krishna is still asleep. Krishna, he is not awake. He is by this time. Usually he gets up, and then he, in fact, he goes to that assembly, right? But today that has not happened, and they are like, they're shocked, and Uddhava is the only person who knows. That's why he's weeping. So at that situation, Narada Muni, he entered. When he entered, everybody became attentive, and then gave obeisances to Narada Muni, and they bowed down, and immediately Narada Muni also seeing everyone, he did his thing, that he bowed down, and he says that I have come to see see this Uddhava. Please, please bring him. I am, I'm begging. I want only one speck of his dust from his feet, because I understood that he is the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy. So I want his just one speck of dust, not much, one speck of dust. So please bring him. I want to see Uddhava. Narada Muni is saying. So mm, then he is also saying that Krishna, he himself said this to Brahma, Shiva, Garuda, and then Lakshmi Devi, to everyone, that um, Uddhava is more dearer than any of you, including me. So Narada Muni, very specifically, he's telling that, including me, including me, Brahma, Shiva, and all of this, he himself said that Uddhava is very close. So I want to see him. I want to meet him. I want to take his dust of his lotus feet. So because he has got this causeless mercy, by just seeing him, by just taking his dust, I'll get mercy. So this is what Narada Muni says. But when he was there, right, and Uddhava was standing there, right? So when he heard Uddhava hears this, he actually will start crying in shame. He says, he first thing, uh, fall down on the lotus feet of Narada Muni, and he holds he holds Narada Muni's lotus feet, and then yeah, he'll also says that you are saying, I have received the mercy of Lord. How is that you are saying? I'm actually very fallen, very much helpless. Um, And why he is saying that? If you say that, I have received uh, recently, and he's talking about this pastime. Recently, I went to the Vrindavan. Krishna sent me to Vrindavan, and I thought, I have received the mercy. That is why I'm going to Vrindavan to pacify, the gopis. But what happened there? He's telling, I actually, when went there, I saw all the Brajvasis, and immediately my pride, my pride was taken off. It was crushed into powder. Means actually, when Uddhava goes now, he goes with so much of pride that, I am actually going as a messenger. I am Krishna's intimate friend. Now I am going to convince his gopis, like that. With that intention he'll go, with that mood he will go. But when he sees all the Brajavasis, he understood, and that's exactly what Krishna wanted him to learn. So he says, I understood the sweetness of Krishna's mercy is actually who? It's all this Brajavasis. It's not me. And uh, when I heard, uh, each of their hearts, how much they have love for Krishna, I couldn't stop. I was like, glorifying, and the glories of them. In fact, my devotion here, Uddhava is saying, my devotion is so utterly insignificant. I even prayed that I did little tapasya, and I said, I want to, my ultimate goal of life to is to become a blade of grass. That's the tapasya. I was like, I meditated on it, and I wanted to become a blade of a grass, so that where he wanted to become a blade of a grass, in Vrindavan. Why? So that the gopis, when they are going and fetching the water, or going anywhere, when they stamp on me, on me being a blade of a grass, that is when my crushed pride will go, and I will understand their love. So, yeah. So, and that way I get the blessing, I get the mercy, I get they'll bless me, and that's when I get the mercy of Krishna, and I'll become fortune. Is what Uddhava is telling. So, and is telling to Narada Muni, I cannot speak more, because Krishna is first of all, he's asleep, and he is in deeply he's in grief. So if I say anything more, if I narrate more on Brajavasis, he'll go into the ocean of grief. So let me not say anything more. Like that, he'll say, and immediately he'll also glorify all this Satyabhama and all other queens. So, and he'll stop Narada Muni, please do not ask me for, anything further, because this is very, very confidential love of, Brajavasis. So, so please don't ask further. Like that, he'll say. That time, when he is telling all this, Mother Rohini is also there, right? So he also says that, this Mother Rohini, uh, she's the only person who was there all the time in Vrindavan, and as well as now in Dwaraka. So she knows everything. She knows the whole pastimes of childhood pastimes of Krishna and Balram, and she participated in every Brajavasi's leelas, and then all the demons came to kill Krishna, right? All those time, like all that time, Rohini was there. Okay, so. But then, she came to Dwaraka and she has forgotten. But then, um, uh, please, don't ask me much. Is what, Uddhava is telling then because he said that, Rohini, right? Rohini couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. She remembered. She went back to that past of that Vrindavan thing, and she's like, she started speaking because she couldn't control, and she when she couldn't control, and then imagine she's actually crying. Tears is Srila Sanatana Goswami is saying tears is flowing from her lotus. Beautiful lotus eyes, and with her voice choked up, and she's saying, "Oh alas, I know how the Vrajabasis was they were drowning." When she was leaving Gokul, and when she was uh, coming with Vasudev, right? That's when she saw. mm, all the Brajavasis, all Yashoda Maya, Nand Maharaj, they were crying, it seems. When they were crying, it is compared that even the stones were getting melted, and even there was the thunderbolts could break because of their crying. Means that much was the separation that they were feeling. Um, and she says that they were like living like just like a corpse, dead bodies, because of the absence of Krishna. And she says, now this is the Vrindavan. Now she takes us to that Mathura. She says when Sandipani Muni, like when Krishna, after killing Kamsa, and Devaki Vasudev orders, right, request Krishna to go to Sandipani Muni to learn. Sandipani Muni finally teaches everything, and they when they when he when they bring back Krishna and Balram, at that time, Rohini says that, uh, she explains to Krishna what is the condition over there, what is happening with this loved ones in Vrindavan. Actually, they are not able to speak, they are not able to eat anything, they are not able to sleep also. Their only business that they are doing is only crying. They are thinking about you, they are thinking about your pastime, and they are crying. So, and they're only looking at the way that Krishna left, right? So they're only looking at Krishna will come in that way only they are looking, and they're only crying. When will Krishna will return? That was the only business they were doing. So she explains this whole thing, and request, please, who is doing this? Who is doing this, Mataji? Who is telling this? Rohini Devi is telling this. Okay. Devi is telling, and she's like, please show a little mercy on them. You must go. You must go, so that they will be able to, they'll not be able to survive otherwise. So you please go, and otherwise they'll die. They'll leave their body with thinking of you, separation of you, Krishna. So you please go. Like that she will say. But after me saying all this, Rohini Devi is saying, after saying all this, what did Krishna do? He did he know Listening to all this, hearing all this, Krishna's heart did not become soft. Instead, what did he do? Remember Uddhava? Yeah, he sent you. He sent you, asking you to go there. So, do you think this is a mercy? Is this a Lord's mercy? And the Vrajavasis actually went through so many calamities, right? They saw Putana, they saw Vrikrasura, they saw Bakasura. There are so many demons they saw. They were troubled with all these demons. They also even saw all the demigods causing so many disturbances, like Varunadev took away Vasudev Maharaj, Indra gave torments of rains, and Arjuna trees are Kuvera sons. Those trees were like, they fell almost like, killing Krishna. But when all this happened, Rajavasis didn't feel that, it was a so much a problem. Means it didn't made them so much into grief, but the separation of being away from Krishna, that is causing them more pain. All this happened, that was not causing pain for them. So this is all Rohini saying. And why they, because they only think that uh, their life is only dedicated to Krishna, uh, for Krishna's pleasure, and their welfare, their morning to night, everything was completely dedicated how to keep Krishna happy, how to please Krishna. They never thought about themselves. So, so with this, for this kind of love, how did Krishna reciprocate or responded? He did not go to Vrindavan. He stayed back here. He has a very hard heart, is what Rohini telling. So now, uh, now everybody, when they heard, every not everybody, at least, Padmavati, the mother of Kamsa, when she heard this, she thought, oh, saying all this, Rohini Devi saying all this, Krishna may leave. And so she kind of expressed her mind, and she says, um, actually her judgment is like, because she's old and she's still so much of attachment to the wealth and all, is a judgment is kind of very much spoiled. So still she wanted to say, and so she says, then so she asks, so you want to send Krishna back to Vrindavan? You're a useless fool. And she chastised Rohini Devi. And what are you speaking? Actually, when Krishna was a child, um, he was forced by these Brajavasis. So she actually, she'll start complaining about Brajavasis. She'll see the other, I mean, because she's a crooked, she's bad. She looks at Brajavasis in a very wrong way. So she says, they actually made my Krishna work in the thorn forest. And it was they sent him when he was so small and without shoes, and not caring. They not caring for cows. He's a king's son, but then they sent him to care for the cows in the thorny forest, not even giving him any shoes to protect from the thorns and all. Actually, they mistreated him very terribly. They treated him, and in fact, they didn't give proper food. They made him starve, and and out of desperation, when he stealed a little butter or milk or curd or something. All these gopis, they would catch him and they tie him like a prisoner. So this is like, that Leela. What Leela is this? What Leela? Damodar Leela. So she thinks that way. So they caught him, and then they tied him like a prisoner, and they scolded him, abused him, and punished him. Krishna, being a very small young child, little child, he didn't had any choice. He was just tolerating everything, and he also had to live in cognito for because of afraid of my son Kamsa. So all these things like Padmavati is saying. So he doesn't have to go anywhere. Actually, he doesn't owe anything to Brajavasis. Like that, she'll say. Now Rohini hearing this, she'll ignore. She'll say, she'll just ignore everything what she said, and then she'll still continue. And she says that when Krishna came to this Mathura, killing the Kamsa, and all the Kamsa's brothers and wrestlers, headed by who's that Chanura, and then Chanura and Mustika. And when he was relaxing in this ghat, Vishram Ghat, right? That's in the Yamuna River. Um, there all the rishis, all the sages, they all came, and they all were like honoring him, glorifying him, that he did the right thing and all. So this is again like Rohini is thinking about that pastime. So that time, okay, he came for this business, he killed, and he should return, right? But Krishna, he didn't even, he never thought about Vrajavasis within the hearts of Krishna. He completely forgot, forgot about them. So this when his wives, especially Rukmini, heard this, that Krishna forgot about the Vrajavasis, that one word made her started speaking. She said, oh mother, Rohini, you are saying, oh my dear mother Rohini, you are saying that he has understood, he has he has not understood and he has forgotten. No, then that means you have not understood uh, his inner feelings, because his heart is actually softer than the butter, fresh butter. Earlier, what Rohini Devi is saying, that his heart is so hard, right? Now Rukmini Devi is saying Krishna's heart is softer than butter. And she's now telling even more the inner more most secret of what was happening. So every day night, when Krishna goes to bed, sleeping next to Rohini Devi, he always used to begin with, always used to cry out, and with so much of feeling, he used to call the names of cows, because mm in the uh, see the night, the dreams, or in the night, if someone is thinking about something, that is an extension of the day thoughts, is what I heard. So here, so it's like, always Krishna is thinking about the cows, the gopas, and the gopis. So he's like, he's calling out all the cows' names: Surubi, Kamdenu, Kalia, all different names, and all his gopa friends and all the gopis. It's not one time. It was like, he was calling again and again, and she's telling that sometimes it so happened that he used to cry all night, calling and thinking, calling about them, and then thinking about the pastimes of the time that he spent with them. And uh, also he used to take, and as if he's like playing the uh, 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 flute on his lips. All this was and then the other thing that mm, Rukmini is telling, like in the bed also he was like threefold bending form, like when he you might have seen Shamasundara, right? When if you see Shamasundara, he's bent in three places, and then he's playing the flute, right? So and in the bed he's sleeping, and in this form, Tribanga form. And sometimes he's crying, not just gopis, gopas, cows, and all. He's also crying for his mother and asking, "Mother, please give me butter." And then he's calling, crying out for "O Radhe, O Lalita, O Vishaka," and calling out all his uh, friends' name. And sometimes he takes the Rukmini's that sari, that pallu, and he'll address her, like pulling that sari pallu. He'll address saying as "Oh Chandravali." So all night he sometimes he used to drench his pillow. He used to make the whole pillow wet because of his tears. uh, and when he wakes up, he will be like in drowning in the ocean of grief, that separation. um, and then Rukmini, she's explaining. In fact, this day, this last night, yesterday, what has happened is such one of the such dream has happened, and that is why he's still in the bed. He's still weeping. He's crying, and he's if you see, he's covering his face. So actually, how Krishna is sleeping is he has put his blanket on his face. He has covered, but when somebody is covered, we don't know what is happening, right? Actually, she's telling Krishna is crying. He has cried and is still weeping. That has happened, and he's still in the same mood. That's why he is not awakened. In fact, by this time, he usually gets up and he does all the duties, like very religiously, very thoroughly. Not a single day he has missed out. But today, today, because of so much of grief, so much of separation, uh, you know, he's still sleeping. So is Rukmini Devi going on telling that no, Krishna equally misses all the Brajavasis, not just the Brajavasis, the Gopas, Gopis, but mother Yashoda, and then father Nand Maharaj, and then also cows and everyone, right? So this made even Satyabhama to speak. Satyabhama couldn't stop. So Rukmini Devi talked about the whole night, right? So now Satyabhama and other queens, they hearing what Rukmini was saying, they also became overwhelmed. They became very eager, and they also spoke out their hearts. They said, "Oh Rukmini, why are you talking about only when he sleeps? We have seen him when he is even in full awake state, that is in the daytime, when he is doing some duty. uh, we are his wives, and we have seen him, from our own eyes. We are actually wives for just namesake." Is When he is standing in the middle of the daytime, he just goes on trance. um, and goes on trance in the sense, what does he do? He'll just call out the names of his cows, or he'll call out, like covered boys, "O Sridama, O Madhumangal, O Arjuna, Ujjwal, O Subhala." And when he's uh, calling out is one thing, but he's like Krishna, he's crying, and the tears are is flowing from his eyes. And when he's crying, he's also calling, "O Radhe, O Radhika, O Lalita, O Vishaka," and as if he's doing all this just next to him. We are standing, and he doesn't even bother that we are standing here. He just goes into this kind of a trance, and he'll remember everyone in the Brajavasi. So basically, Satyabhama and other mm, queens are saying that you are just talking about the night, but this is happening even in the daytime. This is not happening just when he's in the sleep state, but it is happening even when he is doing the duties, when he is in proper conscious also. He just goes on trance. Sometimes and when I was hearing this, I felt that sometimes we are our conscious is different. But I have seen some Matajis, like, they'll be hearing, but then their mind will go somewhere, or they'll be talking something. So that all these things came from Krishna only. So who is saying this? Who is saying this? All this? Satyabhama and other queens are saying. Now, hearing this, Balramji will speak now. Balramji will speak, and he'll become very angry on them, angry on the wives. He says, to defend his mother Rohini Devi, because uh, he understands, because he was also there, like in Vrindavan. He was also there. He's also there in Dwarka. So now let's see what he says. To defend his mother Rohini, he says, "Oh dear ladies, I know very well about my brother. My brother, in the sense, my Krishna. He's very, very clever. He's clever in the art of deception, in deceiving. He simply cheats, yeah, thinking that he's sympathetic for the miseries of Brajavasis. And he says, I have personally experienced this. He, mm, what he does. Actually, he sent me to Vrindavan. Again, uh, he was sent to Vrindavan for 2 months, not for just days. Krishna sent Balram for 2 months. Um, Krishna sent Balram. Balram stayed there for 2 months. Yeah. And why he stayed there for 2 months? Just to restore the hearts of Rajvasis, and because which was like, their hearts were broken, right? So he wanted to pacify them and bring uh, peace of mind in them. So that is why he stayed there, because if Dauji is there, that is Balram is there, they would feel that, okay, little thing, like, okay, Krishna is there, like how when Uddhava goes, they felt from far that Krishna is there, or Yadus, they felt that whenever they see Krishna, whenever they see Uddhava, they felt that they were seeing Krishna, right? So like that here, like, uh, Balram extended for 2 months and stayed, and explaining and promising them, first understanding that they he understood that unlimitedly they were in grief because of the separation from Krishna. So to convince them, he was like, not one time, not two times. It is mentioned that Srila Sanatana Goswami mentions that 100 times he was promising them that every day, every day he was promising and telling that, oh, Krishna will definitely return, he will definitely come. Don't feel this, don't feel bad, he will definitely come. And what was the another thing he did is he stayed there, and he also um, to prove his sincerity, what he did is he built a beautiful houses there, and he placed all the pastimes there. And then he said, "See, now Krishna will definitely return, and he will use all these pastimes. I mean, these places." So. Um and when he was leaving them, they were not ready to leave Balram. They were not ready to see without Balram. At least you are there. You are, when you are talking about Krishna, when you are promising, we are able to, like, at least live for some time. So please, you don't leave, is what they said. But then he has to go. He wants to go and tell Krishna about all this. So when he returned, and when he says all these things to Krishna, that the Balram says this is like, the precious time that he spent visiting the Brajavasis. And he says, if you really want to see them alive, because what's the point of you going, like, when they are dead? You please, if you want to see them, when they are alive, you please, please and please, and he'll beg him. He'll say, like, you should go, you must go, and it's not you must go later, you must go at once. That is what Balramji says. And what is Krishna's reply? Krishna's reply is just one sentence. One sentence. He'll say that certainly I will go. Then Balram says, I thought, when he said I'll certainly go, uh, I thought he would go immediately, but then that did not happen. So he says, I can understand uh, the heart of my brother. And then here it is explained that I understand the men's mind. Men's mind, how is it understood? It is understood through their actions, right? So when Krishna didn't go back, go to Vrindavan to see the Brajavasis, Balram felt that there is no action. He's just feeling. He's also feeling grief. You all are saying that he's crying. He goes in the trance. He'll thinking about the Brajavasis. He'll thinking about cows, gopas, gopis, everything. But then there should be action, right? So that action was not there, was not there. So he says that he doesn't have so much of heart, what the love that Vrajavasis has, that Krishna doesn't have. So now what happens? All these discussions are happening, and Krishna is asleep, right? But Krishna heard everything covering in his, in his blanket in his room. So immediately, he couldn't uh, wait further. He'll just come out. He'll just come out to that assembly of all these devotees, and he'll start crying, and his cry is like, it's something, it's uncontrollable. I mean, and this, why is this uncontrollable? Uncontrollable. He's like, he's that's his love. Srila Sanatana Goswami says that that is his love. Not yesterday, Sunday, Shubha Vilas Prabhu was telling um, about one pastime in the Mahabharata, that when um, Karna uses his Shakti weapon on Bhima's son. What was Bhima's son name? Mm, he will be killing thousands and thousands of Kauravas. I'm not getting his name. Not yeah, even he is killing, so everybody goes and Kaurava side, everybody goes and requests Karna, please use your Shakti weapon. Actually, that Shakti weapon was kept. Uh,
Mataji,
huh?
it is Gatotgacha, Mataji.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So this Shakti weapon is kept to kill Arjuna. So that's one thing that always Karna, keep sharpening his arrow, that Shakti weapon arrow, because that can be used only once, and he'll be thinking. But then Duryodhana goes and requests, plead him, if you don't use and kill Gatotkacha, our whole army will go off. Then what's the point at that time? When everybody is dead, then you killing, it doesn't make any sense. So you use that. So even before starting using that, he will say, Karna will say, I'm going to once I use this now, once I use this, that means you are like kind of killed, you're lost. But Duryodhana doesn't understand that, so anyway he will use that. Once he'll use and he'll kill Gatotkacha. Of course, Bhima will be like, overwhelmed with the grief of losing his son. And the Kauravas uh, uh, will celebrate this. Of course, will celebrate that Gatotkacha is dead. Pandava's side, one person, very nicely, he was narrating this, Mataji's. He was saying, Krishna was dancing with joy. He was dancing. He was literally like, he was so happy, so blissful, so dancing. And then, he says that after dancing with gopis in Vrindavan, this is the first time in the with other with his Priyatama, right? Yeah, with Priya, with his friend Arjuna, with his Yudhishthira, all these Pandavas, he's dancing. Why? You know, every day and night he was like thinking. It seems he was like cry. Uh, he was feared that where this Karna will use this Shakti weapon to Arjuna. So I mean, means he was always in the fear of oh, Karna has that Shakti weapon now. Why I brought this is Krishna. He always loves his devotees. Like here in the Pandava side, he loved this Pandava so much that every time, of course, they had completely surrendered on Krishna. So now, because they had surrendered on Krishna, now it was everything on Krishna. like you are in a traffic. If you are holding a father, it is a father's headache. You are like, in the other hand, you are eating something, ice cream and all this. But but father is the one seeing all the side and making you cross. So that's what I remembered. And then when Prabhuji was sharing that. So here Krishna is thinking about the devotees. That is why he is he's thinking of their separation. He is also out of separation. He's crying, and that cry, the tears, is uncontrollable. He's wailing. Yeah, uh, it's what is it mentioned? It's like torrents of tears is falling on uh, flowing on from Krishna's lotus eyes, and he says, "Yes, you're all true. It is true. that my heart is like hard, like diamond. Uh, Otherwise, with the separation, it would have actually split. It would have broken, but then it didn't. It would have broken long back, but it didn't. So that is whatever you all are saying is so true. So the Vrindavan, the Vrajvasis, the Vrajvasis in the sense it's not the all the Gopas Gopis. It's every living being, moving and non-moving. Okay, all have given me so much love, so much caring they have done, and when I was child, they have done so much for me, but I have forgotten everything, and I am so hard to them, very cruel to them, and I need to do something. I have to help them. I have to do something like that. He'll think, and he'll turn to Uddhava and he'll say, Uddhava, please, you please suggest me, tell me what I should do. And now it's already 5:12, 5:14. So we'll stop here and we'll see what Uddhava will say in the next session. And also in the next session, we will see how what Uddhava says, and what other great personalities around him says, what their thoughts, because here Krishna is turning to Uddhava, but there are other personalities also start speaking what he should do and what Krishna will do. We'll see that in the next session. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bharati Mataji. Thank you so much. Anyone wants to ask anything? Hare Krishna, Swati
Thank you so much,
Mataji.
Mataji, Bharati Mataji. Thank you
Hare
for
Krishna
inviting me.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji, Dandavat. Mataji, some homework was there, no, for you?
Yes, Mataji.
Recording